Hello, and welcome to Old Toy, New Joy, the show where I share with you my previously enjoyed toys I purchased from online sources, thrift stores, and collector's shows that once belonged to someone else. Marshmallow and Jelly Bean pack their school lunches every day in something like this. It's soft and padded, it's insulated, holds a juice box plus other 5 or 6 lunch snacks that today's generation has come to enjoy and demand in their daily school lunch. It fits neatly inside the designer backpack kids are all rocking these days. It's not very cool looking or much fun to look at, and it would not have passed the test back in my school days. When I was a kid in the 1980s, lunchboxes were serious business. They had first come to real prominence in the 1950s, featuring popular licensed commercial themes such as TV cowboys and cartoons, and were made out of metal. They also usually included a thermos to keep your soup hot or your drink cold. Companies such as Thermos and Aladdin started making plastic lunchboxes, which dominated the 1970s and replaced metal by the 1980s. We used to carry our lunchboxes to school rather than put them in our backpack or knapsack. But I have not seen a child carry a lunchbox in over 20 years, as the backpack has taken over as the cool fashion statement accessory. As you can see here, I have a small collection of lunchboxes, mostly mini novelty examples from the past 20 years or so that I have purchased at thrift stores, and nothing that rivals collections of serious collectors. Metal lunchboxes from the 1950s and 60s can easily fetch hundreds of dollars, even in poor condition. However, I do have a nice little assortment, and I'm going to talk about some of my favorites right now. Of my lunchboxes, this is the only one from the 1980s. This is a 1985 Thermos brand Transformers lunchbox made in Canada, and it most closely resembles the lunchboxes I had as a child. Same size, same color. I did not have the Transformers lunchbox. I probably had a few that I can't even remember, but I do remember having a Buck Rogers in the 25th Century lunchbox and a Dukes of Hazzard lunchbox, just like this. And this one did not come with a thermos. I found it for $2 at a thrift store just last week, in fact. And it is starting to fall apart. I can't open and close it too many times, otherwise I think the little back thin piece of plastic that holds it all together is going to eventually crack completely off. But I love it. I think it's really cool, and it was a nice addition to my collection. Here are a couple of Simpsons lunchboxes made by NECA in 2000. And these are kind of special because, like many people, I have always been a huge fan of The Simpsons, and especially when I was a struggling student in college and university and I only had one channel on the TV, waiting for The Simpsons to come on at 5 o'clock in the evening was one of my few thrills. And I don't think any lunchbox collection would be complete without at least one Star Wars lunchbox, and here's two variations essentially of the same style lunchbox. Really nice sort of vintage New Hope poster kind of image with Luke and Leia and Han and Chewie and the gang. I actually think I like the one with the white border the best. I think the original 1977 lunchbox might have had this image on one side and Luke's X-Wing on the other. I know I've seen that around at collector's shows, and it's even beat up. It's over $100. So these are a couple of nice $2 options. And again, very cool, very retro. I love them. Here we have a Toronto Raptors lunchbox. I think it's from around 2007, 2008. It's got a Toronto Raptor on one side, and on the other side is former Raptor Chris Bosh. He's retired now, but he is a Hall of Famer, and he was drafted 4th overall by the Raptors way back in 2003. I'm not exactly sure when this one was made. It's probably around 10 years old. This is a very retro looking Wonder Woman lunchbox. Two very different graphics. And when I was a kid, Linda Carter was the TV Wonder Woman. That show ran from 1975 to 1979. And today, Wonder Woman has been immortalized by Gal Gadot on the big screen. And I think she does an amazing job as well. I really like this 2001 dome-style Spiderman mini lunchbox. It's got two very cool Spiderman graphics. And then here we see several of Spider-Man's villains: Dr. Octopus, the Lizard, the Green Goblin, Kingpin, and the Vulture. Another dome-style lunchbox. This is Dr. Seuss's Cat in the Hat. Really cool. Brings back a lot of memories of my childhood, plus Jelly Bean and Marshmallow enjoy the Cat in the Hat movie and the Dr. Seuss holiday specials. And there was also a cartoon with Martin Short that both my daughters grew up on. And I couldn't resist getting this Alice in Wonderland lunchbox because I grew up on Disney, and one of the first movies I ever went to at the theater was the animated Alice in Wonderland, and my girls love it too. And I'm not sure that this was ever meant to be a true lunchbox because it's awfully small, but this is a 1979 Fisher-Price plastic lunchbox, and there was something very familiar about it when I first saw it at a thrift store. I think I probably had this when I was a kid. I would have been about 4 years old, and I love the image. Very simple. I mean, this was basically what I had in my lunch: a drink, a sandwich, and a piece of fruit. And that was it. And that was good enough for me. And those days seem so long ago because as a parent, I can tell you, and you can certainly relate if you're a parent as well, lunches for schools have become very complicated. There's just too much choice out there and too much temptation. And I think it should be kept simple, just like this. So I want to thank you for joining me today and allowing me to share with you my small metal and plastic lunchbox collection. If you liked the video, please like the video, and we will keep them coming. For now, this is your Toy Whisperer saying goodbye from Old Toy, New Joy.